the GCR map, the new financial system. It broke it down in ABC numeric. It was very simple when you look at it like that. Mm-hmm. They had the backed by gold and precious metals, digital assets. I don't want to call them necessarily the CBDCs. I would like to call them the digital assets. People are like, oh, when they think of the digital asset, but you've been using digital assets for a long time. You don't technically have your assets in your hand. You're using a card that you get to the bank that's showing you a digital number. Mm. You're not physically holding your cash. Matter of fact, a lot of people can't even go to the bank and get their cash. They have to order their cash. Mm-hmm. But getting back to the GCR, I really believe that the backed digital assets is going to play a major role, and people should find out which ones those are, to start getting familiar with them, start getting familiar with how they store them, how do you move money in and out of them, what are the utilities behind them, because that plays a major role, because a lot of these utilities that people think that are coming, no, they're already here. I know people that are being paid in RippleNet. They're getting paid behind the company already. And when I tell people that, they're like, what? Like, they look at me like I'm an alien, but this is real. There's many people out here that are already using the system, and it's just a matter of time before we go from A to B to C, from C to B to A. And some of us are going to be very fluent and we're not going to have any problems. And then there's some of us that are going to be really, really struggling, and they might make major mistakes because they waited until the last minute, and now they're waiting for things from the RV, you know, and the 200 and what is it? 200 and I want to say 9 countries. Was it 209 countries? Yep. I want to say 9 countries. Was it 209 countries? Yep. Yeah. 209 countries. And that's, you're talking the dinar, the dong, the Zimbabwe, breaking down those assets into, you know, bonds, and those are going to fall underneath the Stellar people, the Stellar wallets, the Stellar network, the Stellar blockchain. And so knowing how all this ties in, because it all ties in, it's all going to be back to the gold standard, right? It's going to be back to asset back. Gold will cover XRP, silver will cover XLM. So we're looking at the gold standard, the Basel III, the ISO 20022, and then the other ones are going to kind of trundle away, right? Everything that's not in those compliance, they'll kind of just fall. And then you have the RV and all the countries that are underneath the RV that'll work underneath the Stellar. Mm-hmm. So, and you'll get a Q phone. That's where your Q phones will come into play. The Q phone will be filtered out this year and next year. But in the meantime, and you're absolutely bang on right. In the meantime, you can currently use your own phone and download like a Lobster wallet, which handles XRP and XLM, and QSI, the Quantum Stellar Initiative, that they've explained that on my show a couple of times for people. Or the Ledger. Yeah, exactly right. And I suggest, and I'm not a financial advisor, this is all in my opinion, but I do highly recommend you only buying from the distribution itself and not from a third party company when buying these wallets, because you don't want them to come to you hacked.